afternoon. It's June already. Can you believe how time is actually flying at the moment? And joining me for our first session in June, and it's a massive privilege, is Edith Venter. Very welcome to you, Edith. How are you doing? Edith, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can. Hi, can you hear me?
I can. Very welcome to you, Edith. How are you doing?
I'm very, very well, thank you. And you?
I'm well, thanks. We're in June. The lockdown's getting better, and we're getting a bit back to normal, which is great. We're just going to go through the
Yes.
Edith. I'm just going to welcome everybody that's joining us at the moment. And what I'd like you to do is, as you join in, please comment and tell us where you're from. Are you joining from Port Elizabeth, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban, or anywhere else? We want you to comment, and we want you to tell us where you are joining from. I'm quite excited.
Okay.
Joining from my Johannesburg office today in Sandton. Nice to be out of home and being back at work specifically, and just getting back to normality as a whole. Either for yourself as well. Are you back at work?
Yes, yeah, we've been back at work for the last 3 weeks or so, and I'm actually here at our offices now in Bryanston, and yeah, that's where we are.
That's where the magic happens.
I'm not sure about that. Hey, we need lots of magic these days. Big magic.
For those who's joining it that may not know you, how did you get into business?
How? You know what? It's something that's sort of progressed from my marriage. You know, I did a lot of entertaining. I did a lot of communications, a lot of interaction with people. So it just progressed from there. Obviously, after my divorce, and as my sons were growing up, and I knew they were going to be leaving the nest to go to university and all of those good things, I thought, what will I do? And I looked towards, I always think you need to look and see what it is that you enjoy, hopefully, and what, where you've got a little bit of expertise. And I just thought, well, I'm pretty good at putting, things together, events together, interacting with people. I think I have a reasonably good rapport with media. And I thought, why not combine that and start an events business. And that's really how it started, because I didn't want to find myself one of those people that were sitting at home doing nothing and, getting frustrated and whatever. As well as the fact that, so for me, it was a natural kind of progression. And that's how I got to, and also with my work with charity organizations. I've done a lot of work with charity already. And so that sort of was combined into what we then started to do and to raise money for charities.
And for how long have you been in business now?
Over 20 years. I'm old. So, I started 20 years ago officially. Officially 20 years ago. But like I said, it's something I've been doing for a good many years before that.
And obviously growing, I think if people talk events industry, anything like that, they know Edith Venter. And you've built a business for yourself that a lot of people know about and so forth. Can you tell me, over the years, you must have been involved with huge events and worked with big clients. Any such of those clients you can share with us?
We've worked with some very big clients. I know I jotted down a few little notes here for you, but one of them being, and sometimes the client is also the charity. But from corporate clients, I would say our big clients were Unilever, Discovery. We did a lot of work with. And then we did a lot of work with Ombudsman for Banking Services. In fact, we did their World Conference last year. We won that in South Africa. So we put that all together, and we had something like 32 countries in South Africa for that. And that was an amazing experience, because that was really great planning and lots of fun, and and actually getting all those different elements together. Also, we've managed big delegations from the States, from the USA, and they come out to look at investing in Africa and South Africa. So we've done a lot of those delegations, and that's been awesome as well. And then we've launched things into South Africa, Louis Vuitton being one of them, E-Entertainment, the Home Channel. And yeah, so it's actually quite interesting when I look back. I suddenly start, oh my gosh, what about that, and what about this? And our very first event that we did was in fact for Igoli and Mnet, NTN, for their Night of 2000 Stars. So that was just as my company was launched. And that was in 2000. In fact, just before 2000, 1999, at the end of 1999. And we did this massive event for them of 2,000 people. It was our very first. I was challenged by Franz Marx and his gang to say, well, if you can find us a sponsorship, you can do this event. And our company had just been launched, and I said, well, that's not a problem. And I did. I went straight out the next day. I got the sponsorship for them. And I suddenly had this massive event on our hands, and it was the very first one. And, the night that it actually happened, I stood on the stairs and I watched these hundreds and hundreds of people coming in, and I thought, is it too late to run? Maybe I should make a duck for it now before everything goes haywire and wrong. But it was an incredible launch. It was an incredible entry into the events business. And in fact, people still talk about it.
And I remember Goli as well. It used to be the programs I used to watch when I was still living at home. I'm giving my age away as well. But I loved it. And I still play it on DSTV from time to time. But those who want to see it as well. Now, working with Louis Vuitton, do you get some Louis Vuitton as well?
We wish, eh? No, but that was just a great experience working with such a well and highly regarded international brand like Louis Vuitton. It was an awesome experience. And they launched into South Africa, Johannesburg, Sandton City first. That was their first store that they opened, but the actual launch was done at the Saxon Hotel. And in fact, Louis Vuitton took over the whole of the Saxon Hotel and transformed it into Louis Vuitton Wonderland. And it was absolutely amazing. It was brilliant. It was just an incredible evening. And then we helped them when they did the launch into their store in Cape Town, a year or so later, I think it was. We helped them with that as well.
Yes, so it's nice to see the brands that you've worked with over the past 20 years, and also the big brands that you started off with, because of obviously being so well known through this industry. Now, if you look at current business dealings, how is the business dealing with changes which have taken place over the past few months, and what recommendations do you have for companies adjusting to this pandemic specifically?
Yeah, look, I think, I don't think there's one business that can say they haven't been affected by what's happened over the last few months. I mean, we really never saw this coming. Nobody saw this coming, and it suddenly crept up on us. And the next, before we knew it, we were in lockdown, and you had to vacate your offices, you had to stay at home, you had to isolate. And I think especially for people, South Africans especially, and South Africa as a country, we're a young country, we're very entrepreneurial. We run by small business. We really are. That's what really keeps it going. And that's why so many people were affected. And I think the knock-on effect is going to take quite a while to actually rectify itself, especially as far as small business is concerned, because you can't sustain yourself for more than a couple of months. I mean, it becomes impossible. And yes, I know there's been a lot of wonderful help coming through from, where banks are helping and the government and this and that and whatever. But that's not for nothing. You're going to have to pay that back. It's just a respite. So we're going to have to get our business back up and running. We're going to have to generate income so that we can, sustain this and make sure we keep everybody in work. Because remember, in South Africa, many people live on an hourly wage, on a daily wage, on a weekly wage, never mind a monthly wage. They don't even look past the week, never mind, further than that. And these people, there's a lot of hardship going on out there, and I know, corporates and everybody have been wonderful in trying to help and get food out there and all those sorts of things. But and we've just got to keep doing that as much as what we can and keep our workforce going. But I must say, it is a lot easier now. Thank heavens, we are in level 3. It feels like we jumped from level 4 straight to level 1, especially when the bottle stores open. I think everyone had a smile on their face for whatever reason. But things like that. It just made life a little easier. But also just knowing that, and I think lots of people just wanted to get back to the office. They wanted to interact with people again, even if we do need to wear our masks and we do need to be mindful still. But at least there's that interaction starting up again, and hopefully, we can drop all the rest, so that eventually things like eventing and conferencing and travel, tourism. We need our tourists to come in, and we need all of that. So yeah, let's see how we go. But it's hard. It's hard. But I would say, as I know you asked, what is my advice? I just think especially I know in our business, what we did, we started a newsletter. We starting conversations with Edith. We starting, just to keep involved with our suppliers, our customers, our clients, to just say, hey, we all still around. We all are here. We're here to help wherever we can. So I just, advise everybody to keep in touch, keep communicating. It's important.
And if you obviously keep your clients, what is the bigger client saying about the future? Obviously post COVID-19.
Well, the world is not going to stop. It's going to go on. So we all just have to get back down there and work, and it's going to be harder. I think budgets have all been affected. I know in the eventing, and especially with regards to our charity events, sponsorships, marketing budgets for companies. But, these are the times when you need to keep your brand and your company and your name out there. So for me, marketing budgets are very important. You need to keep marketing yourself, because if people don't see your name, they forget about you, because there's somebody there to take your place quickly. Sponsorships, I urge big corporates to don't pull back on your sponsorships for charity organizations, all of those charities. More than anything now, they need help the most, because they're really trying to look after the people that really have nowhere to go, the ill, the aged, all of those sorts of people. So we really need to be mindful of that.
Definitely, I agree. For those joining us at the moment, we are live with Edith Venter, and she is open to any questions that you may have, and you may post them in the comment section. So just go to the comment section. You can give your thoughts on the discussion today. You can pass on the message to Edith, or even just ask the question, all in the comment section specifically. Don't forget, next week, Wednesday, we talk to Shelley Mentor about a business coach in South Africa and international, about how to adjust in business as well. Just to say hello to quite a few people has joined us. Marinka Barker saying hello, and Neil and Edith. Belinda saying she's joining all the way from Sandton as well. Lungile joining us, saying hello, Edith. Exciting and great work you're doing. Well done. Warren, also good afternoon, Neil and Edith. And then we've got a longer one here from Carmen. Carmen saying, hey, Edith, I think you're a phenomenal woman. Thank you for being such an inspiration. Your accomplishments amaze me. I don't know you. I know how you find the time. Thank you for everything you've done for charity work. I wish you all the best in your future projects. And that's from Carmen Edith. And then
Thank you.
also Lingurli saying, with work with the likes of LV and other international brands, what are your words of guidance to the upcoming individuals in the industry?
You know what? It's hard work. That's it. You've got to get out there. You've got to network. You've got to. I always say also when you're dealing with brands and with big corporates, don't overpromise. Don't overextend yourself. Do what you promise, and build up that reputation, because if that's all you've got at the end of the day. You've got to do a good job. So whatever you promise your client, make sure you deliver on that, and that you communicate with them all the time, because and don't just do the event or whatever it is and then disappear. Keep in contact, because that's how you build up your network. And more comes to you. People then start to really rely on you and trust you. So it's important.
Awesome. And when you say network, would you just go to attend a lot of events and network in those events, or what specifically would you say there, Edith?
Yeah, so I wear quite a few hats, and in my previously when I was younger, etc. Obviously, because of my exposure, I was invited to many events. So I attended as a guest, and I remember at so many of those events, I would sit there and I'd say, "This is really fabulous," or whatever, or there was so much wrong, and I just felt that the brands that were being launched or whatever were not getting a good deal. And I know that. So I mean, obviously, I built up a lot of contacts through attending events and being out there. And then when I decided to go and do this as a business, I already knew what I didn't want to do or I wouldn't do, because it wasn't fair to the brand or the client that you were representing. So it was great experience to be able to do that and to have that as a platform. So that I always said when I launched my company, I said, we will definitely never ever serve soggy sausage rolls and warm glasses of wine. We make sure that every attention to detail is absolutely perfect. And whatever we promised our client, we deliver.
Oh, that's awesome. Michael also saying, good afternoon from Santon. Good afternoon.
He emails me every day. He messages me every day. Thank you, Michael, for all those lovely inspirational messages you sent me.
Then Catherine saying, wonderful advice from Powerhouse Women. Very honest. Thank you, Edith. Please look lovely today. And then Lisa also saying, thank you for the charitable approach. You're a great supporter of Malta and Bona. So it was just my phone actually ringing there.
Okay.
And then also Belinda saying, yeah, hey Edith, back in the day as a young woman, I always aspired to have a pose and drive. Your successes become other women in SS successes, and you continue to inspire us to be better versions of ourselves. Thank you for everything that you do and all the charity work and passion as well. And that's from Belinda. Quite a few women being inspired by your life, Edith, and the work that you do, and it's nice to see that coming across as well. Do a lot of people come to you and say thank you for the work that you do and so forth? It's quite clear on social media. How is it when you, obviously when you attend events and so forth?
The public are very kind, so and people are very kind. I must say they do come up and compliment or congratulate or thank. Sometimes just walking through, I don't know, Santon City or wherever, somebody will come up and say, oh my gosh, do you know that you helped my young daughter when she was 10 years old, and things that I've forgotten, completely forgotten. people remember. So, that good saying is that people will always remember how you made them feel is very true. So I always say, and I was just brought up that way. My mother always said, a please and a thank you go a long way, and that you just treat people with respect. It doesn't matter who that person is. It doesn't matter the person who makes your cup of tea at the office or whoever. It doesn't matter who it is. Everybody deserves to be treated with respect. And that's how I was brought up. Those were my groundings. And I found that that's gotten me a long way.
Definitely, I agree with it. And I love the motto, you have to treat everybody with the same respect. Just back to some of the questions. There's obviously companies in PR, hospitality, and the promotions industry who are managing and weathering through this whole situation. How important is it to communicate with your suppliers, clients, customers, and respective audiences throughout this whole thing?
Yeah, well, like I said before, it's more important now to keep in touch with your clients than ever before. So, don't be locked down that you disappear completely. You need to set up those chats with your clients, send them constant emails. Like I said, we started up a newsletter where we just share, general things to our clients and our customers and our friends and whoever, our suppliers as well, because don't forget they've been affected too. So, just to stay top of mind. And I think that's very, very important because we're all here to help one another. I always say there's enough for everyone. There's enough in this world for everyone. So we don't have to hold it too close to our chests. Now's the time especially to get out there and share a little bit and see how we can help one another. But very, very important to communicate. That's the key word.
And not just disappear. Now you've also been known as a vibe and a force to be reckoned with. How do you keep yourself motivated and stay positive through this whole pandemic, and to stop yourself from going down the rabbit hole?
Look, it's hard, and I must say, I even found there were times where I got a little bit anxious. Not a little bit, I got a lot of bit anxious, in fact. When it started, I thought, okay, let's get into this. Let's do what we need to do. Let's get it over and done with. Let's keep, these numbers down and get everyone back to work. And then, of course, weeks went on, and then it was announced that the level, whatever it was, 5 or whatever, then was going to be extended for another 3 weeks. I found myself in the middle of moving all at the same time. So it was like one thing after another. We moved offices, I moved my home. This all came about in those first weeks. And it was very difficult to sometimes stay positive. I thought, do we ever see a light at the end of this tunnel? And then, then things were relaxed a little bit here. Things went off the rails a little bit there. And as we used to, as South Africans, we just get back on track. And we used to working hard, and we're very resilient, and we're very positive in our natures. So, whenever I felt a little down, I would speak to the people that mattered to me. And, and they would build me up and say, come on, Edith, it's okay. We all, and we're human. At the end of the day, we're human. And if you're looking after people and that what you do is going to impact on their families as well, you're paying them a salary, it impacts on their families. It becomes a huge responsibility. It's not just looking after me, it's looking after families as well. And so for big corporates, I can only imagine, and for all those other small businesses as well. I definitely nearly disappeared a couple of times and then said, oh no, come on girl, up and out there. Yeah.
And how could you say that you're also human? You also have your good days and your bad days. I think when people look at, especially well-known people like yourself, that always come across as positive, that they don't take into account that you also have your off day, also your negative day that you have to get through, and at the end of the day. Now,
Oh
obviously,
yes. You know what? No, sorry. Carry on.
let's go on.
No, it's fine. I was listening to you. It's okay.
Sorry. You're obviously so well known for your charity work and you're involved in several institutions. These are undoubtedly tough times for them in actually finding their feet through this whole thing. What did you say to those individuals and corporations who have always given freely but now are holding back a little bit?
Yeah, again, like I said before, now more than ever, charity organizations need our help more than anything. And especially, I mean, I know we work with some wonderful ones. One of them being a woodrock. It's an animal shelter. And these people, through this time, have done the most amazing rescue work of animals from townships and wherever. And especially when the comment was made by somebody, I can't even remember who, that said, "Oh, you can get this virus from your pets, from your animals."
Yes.
Do you know how flooded these rescue centers were with beautiful pets, animals? And because suddenly people were scared that they were going to get a virus from their pet. I mean, the impact was huge. So, to keep the doors of those sorts of places opening is very, very important. So after things are lifted and we can go out there and raise funding for them again, I do hope that corporates and individuals look on it very kindly, because we need sponsorships for things like that. We do a lot of work with the UNHCR, United Nations High Commission for Refugees. I mean, can you imagine the impact on the refugees around the world at this time? Where before they were marginalized, can you imagine how much more now? They're living in conditions as well that are horrific, But again, I find the resourcefulness of those refugee people incredible, because they found ways to sustain themselves. They're making masks, they're getting support from amazing corporates to help them sustain what they need to do in the space that they live in. So I'm very honored to be part of the Businesswoman's Network for the UNHCR here in South Africa, and have an incredible team of women that we work together to see what we can do and how we can raise funding for them. So again, it's those sorts of charities all the way along. Children's charities, Johannesburg Children's Home, that we do an event for. They really need it as well. I mean, everyone. It's as important to every single charity.
Definitely, I agree. Going back to a bit more personally, during the lockdown period, I think each person missed something in their life. You saw all the banana breads, then it was the milk tarts that people used to bake, and talking about what they missed. What did you miss the most during the lockdown period? What were you craving the most specifically?
You know what? It wasn't a craving for food or it was more a craving for my friends and for my family, but to be with them and to be able to hug them and to give them a kiss and to sit and chat with them and enjoy a nice little, a meal at a little Italian restaurant or something like, something simple things like that. It wasn't that I craved, any particular food or missed anything like that. But I did laugh with my colleagues today. I said, I'm going to say Kentucky Fried Chicken, because that's my like really bad treat kind of whatever. When I really want to do something bad, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken. So it's lovely to know that they're back on time as well. But no, it was really more, I think, the human side of things that I missed a lot. This working from home, and people say, oh, this is great, I can get used to this. I can't. I want to be with people. I don't want to be stuck in a room and work on my own. Yeah.
No, I'm the same as well. You miss people so much. But so you didn't go into the kitchen and started to bake like 80% of South Africa.
No, I definitely didn't. But I did, obviously, we all had to take care of ourselves. So, I mean, I discovered that there were many talents that were hidden that I didn't know that I had. I mean, everything got scrubbed and polished and sort of sorted out. And remember, I said I was moving. So I was unpacking something like 100 boxes. And it was actually, it was very therapeutic because as I opened, each box was like a big lucky packet. And I suddenly saw things that I had forgotten that I had. And I cleared out. And I mean, I really do have so much that that I can now share with people because, you know, of my clear out, my clean out, my you know, all of those sorts of things. But it was amazing to find out that there was much that you could do yourself, that you didn't have to rely on people. Yeah.
It just shows us how our life changes completely. Before we go on to final thoughts with Edith, don't forget next week, Wednesday, we've got our next speaker on, and the following Wednesday. Every Wednesday, right here at 3 o'clock on the Oracle Media Facebook page. We've moved away from the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to only every Wednesday. And next week, Wednesday, is Shelley Mentor. She's going to be talking to us. She's an international business coach, and she's going to talk about how your business needs to adjust going forward and looking at things. Then the following Wednesday, we're going to be talking to Kevin McLaughlin. He's an actual influencer on social media, and he's going to take us through how his life has changed through influencing people through Instagram, specifically, and also Facebook. And in the last Wednesday of this month will be Dr. Beulah on the West End. She's going to be talking about her online school that she's just launched, and also how to look after your child and help your child through online schooling going forward. And there's quite a few speakers this June, every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So Edith, before we finish off, any last few messages for Edith? If you'd like to comment, you can just comment and send it through, and I'll read it before we finish. Any final thoughts or anything that you'd like to share with anybody out there before we finish off?
You know what, I just would like to share with everybody out there that I think we're all going through the same things at the moment. We're all experiencing the same things, the anxious things, the tough times. Like I said, a lot of, especially small businesses, have taken a big knock, and times are tough, you know. And we're going to just have to work that little bit extra hard, be that little bit extra more positive, and just really make sure that we build up our economy the way we need to, because if we don't sustain that, then, you know, then it's going to get a lot tougher. So, you know what, I think we've been through worse, and I just know the spirit of South Africans, and I think, you know, at the end of the day, we'll get there. We will. And good luck, you know, to everyone, really.
Awesome. Edith, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join us. And also thanks so much for the wonderful work you do in charity. Anything big, any big events that maybe in the future, maybe next year, that we should know about?
Well, I wish I could say next month. It would be wonderful. But no, we've got ones that have been on our calendars for a long while. We've got what we call Posh Paws. That was for Woodrock, the animal shelter that I was telling you about. We do a lovely event for them. So I'm sure that will happen next year. Our Decor Morning will be back again, big and strong, and that's for Johannesburg Children's Home. Our Playing for Pink, we're going to get back on track as well, and that's for Reach for Recovery, so that's breast cancer. Gosh, I'm looking at Andrew here to inspire me, because we, you know, there's so many. Oh, and we've just become very involved with Mr. World South Africa. We've just been signed up to help and look after that title. So we have a lot of international titles that are going to be coming in, and many that we're going to be managing. So we're dying to get our teeth stuck into that, and to get those pageants going, and to, you know, get the world back to South Africa and South Africa back to the world. So I know that that's going to be big and huge next year. Yeah. And yeah, but otherwise, you know, and then obviously our corporate clients as well.
Yes. And is there any Facebook page you can go to, obviously keep track of what events are coming up that you're working on?
Sorry, you can go onto our Edith Venter Promotions, our website, and pretty much everything is there. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And we'll update it as we go, yeah, as things come in, and also when dates become more definite, you know, as like I said, at the moment we don't know where we are, so you know, hopefully we get to that, we get through all of this, and we can then, you know, start setting dates for that.
Awesome. So please do go to Edith Venter Promotions Facebook page and website. Have a look at all of the events as they're updated. And obviously, we'll only know that once the lockdown eases and we get through the pandemic. But Edith, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us. And it was wonderful chatting to you.
It's a pleasure. And stay safe and stay healthy and stay well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. It was a good Wednesday. Bye-bye.
I will. Thank you. Bye.
That's Edith Venter that's joined us right also from Johannesburg. I'm quite happy to be back at my office in Stanton CBD and working from here again. It's just nice to get some normality out there. Get hold of Edith, you're more than welcome to go to Edith Venter Promotions. And then don't forget, next week, Wednesday, we will have Shelley Mentor on, and she's going to be joining us right here on the Oracle Media in Conversations. Thanks so much for joining, and please do, as we finish each session, comment and tell us what was your highlight of today's discussion with Edith Venter. And you can just go to comments, tell us your highlight, and then obviously we'll be able to share that as well. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next week, Wednesday, right here at 3 o'clock.